Ladies and gentlemen, all rise for the RankKing's court.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most controversial show of Thoughts from the Bench. This is the RankKing's court. You are here 6:30 with some part of your mind willing to be blown tonight. And if not, we blow the show, which is fine. But it doesn't matter. King's in the building. The Squires are in the building with Vo and Greg. How are we doing, boys?
We're happy to be back, Austin.
I like how you had to separate the rank and the king part to make sure that people actually got that reference and all. And just wanted to make sure.
They get each other. When you put them together, it's a nice, happy medium. And let's not forget our very special guest. Everyone, without this gentleman's help, none of this stuff would exist production-wise. Give it up for one Josh Elsass in the building tonight. Too much praise.
And Brody.
Brody.
Yeah.
The real Brody Pug.
Yeah, Brody's in attendance over here.
Josh, what's going on, bud?
Not much, man. I have some controversial things to say about last week's ranking, and I have some controversial things to disagree with you about.
That's why we brought him on.
If I didn't have you on here to disagree, what the hell am I having you on here for? That's what I'm saying.
It's fair.
Raise the level of entertainment of the show in general.
Someone's got to call him out for his bullshit.
Doesn't need much. But, so, let's talk about last week. And before we even do that, if someone would love to read that lucky little ad read there, see where we are doing this from.
He's being so sneaky about it.
Yeah.
Like I don't get it.
Make
Like,
him read it.
He's not.
Read somebody.
Like, why is he?
We're broadcasting today from the Union Fitness Studios.
Located on the North Shore of Pittsburgh.
That's kind of
Union
creepy.
Fitness is more than a traditional gym. It's a place where you can transform yourself inside and out with a variety of classes based around fitness, yoga, strength, and performance training. At Union Fitness, they believe that it is their duty to hold themselves and their clients to a higher standard. They practice what they preach and uphold the values that make Union Fitness the community that it is. Go to unionfitness.com today to sign up for a consultation through Union, their strength.
I always do the wrong arm.
I did the flex
always
yesterday, and the lights really hit me well.
Yeah.
It looked
Yeah.
good. It looked good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
juiced.
why we do it. Sometimes it works.
Yeah,
Sometimes it doesn't.
sometimes it doesn't.
You were also the only one that was actually smart enough to roll the sleeve up as well on that. That was
Yeah.
awesome. That was a good flex.
I've flexed before.
He's a pro.
While we're here. Yes, last week we discussed all things NXT, and for the most part, I thought everything was handled fairly well. But apparently, somebody believes that some people are left off the list. If you even remotely tell me that Samoa Joe belongs on that goddamn list, Josh, it's not happening.
Wow.
It's not happening,
I'm
man.
so sorry. Who else has held the title twice?
I don't know if you're talking about the WrestleMania crown. I've held it twice, so I don't know exactly.
I'm talking about the NXT Championship.
There's
And
a lot of people.
no, the only
No.
two-time champion is Samoa fucking Joe and Shinsuke Nakamura.
And Finn
Hey,
Balor.
Nakamura, thank you very
And
Oh,
much.
Finn has
Balor.
it too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Finn's won it twice.
Oh, yep.
But still, Joe was the first one to hold it twice.
Yeah,
But
400
Joe
says
should've never
Samoa
won
Joe
in the
over
first
Neville.
place.
Well, and also, okay, Seth Rollins as the first ever inaugural, fine. But, you did not watch the product when Bo Dallas was the champion. You did not watch the product when Big E was the champion.
Nope.
I watched it way back when they had competitions, Josh. I watched it all the time.
He was
That's
there.
different. That's
That's
different.
not NXT.
That's different.
But I watched it from the very beginning. It's maybe a separate whole product, but I watched it from the birth of the eventual shit show that it was, and to turn when Triple H took it over.
No. So Josh is referring to when FCW essentially became NXT. So like there was that period. There was that period where Seth Rollins was the inaugural champion,
and he
then
wrestled who, Austin, to get that title?
Jinder Mahal.
Oh shit, he knew it.
yeah,
He didn't know
fucking
that.
know
he,
that.
he remember.
Didn't know that.
I said it last week,
Yeah.
so that's why I remember.
Oh, okay.
I said it last
Yeah,
week.
somebody-
Now,
yeah, it was
question
definitely
with
you.
Logic, Josh. Why Samoa Joe needs to be on the list?
Well, first off, two-time champion is a big deal.
2-time.
I think
Two-time.
if you were looking at, a WWE or WWF all-time champions, the first two-time champion at least has to be in the conversation, especially in NXT where being a two-time champion is held for the King of Kings, if you will.
Also, first person to ever beat the Demon King.
True.
Yeah, as
True.
champion. As champion,
Great
by the way.
fucking point,
Mhm.
Greg. I forgot about that.
Mhm.
And then the other thing I have a problem with is Tommaso Ciampa being 4.
Now, 4 being too low, obviously, I'm assuming that's what it is. Because
Yeah.
Now, let's argue this. The only one you're moving him up in front of is saying is Adrian Neville.
I could say Cole too.
Dude.
I do like Adam Cole.
Well,
It's not whether or not you like Adam Cole. Was Adam Cole a good champion?
Yes.
Adam Cole was a good champion. He was a great champion.
I don't know. There's some. Well, and also like I'm just thinking about all the title matches Ciampa had versus the title matches Cole had, and like the Gargano trilogy. You know what I mean? Like there's parts of it that are. Well, I guess just the first one was for the belt.
Yeah, let's put it this way.
you're talking about
Tommaso Ciampa matches are great. I thought Adam Cole had better title matches than Tommaso Ciampa.
Gargano Ciampa 3 was the only one that was for the belt. The first
Okay.
2 were like just rivalry-based
Right.
stuff. Yeah.
Grind Project said Kevin Owens should be higher too. Yeah, I mean I don't disagree with that either. But at that point, like I don't think the top 5 is wrong. I just might have reordered them. I think Neville's 5, and then you bump everybody else up 1, at least.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm putting into retrospective for how great he was after, but I still like when we were introduced to the guy. I mean, is unbelievably insane athleticism, and I'll say that today. Yeah, his character might not have been the greatest. Essentially, just the man who
He had no character. That's the
He
point.
didn't even have an entrance song.
That is also true.
And
It's kind of
you know,
boring though if you think
I
about it.
said it last week. I'll challenge it to the day that the Red Arrow is better than Evan Bourne's Shooting Star Press, aka Matt Seidel. So, Derek, unfortunately, that's just how it goes. I know that he's your boy, but I don't know. I think everything else was pretty spot on, though. I mean, you could
It's a good
argue.
list.
Yeah, and like I said, no skin off my bones if you want to throw hands with this. Like, I'm fine with throwing potential jabs.
Fisticuffs.
Also, Kevin Owens the only, and I don't even think this has happened yet. The only guy to hold the NXT title and a main roster title at the same time.
He didn't hold them at the same time.
He had the
No.
USA Championship and the NXT Championship
No,
at
he
the
didn't.
same time.
He,
No, he
brought, he
didn't.
brought it to Raw, right?
He
No, he didn't.
challenged John Cena and lost.
Yeah, he lost a few times. He didn't win the U.S. title.
Josh, you can't see.
First time,
I think Greg.
first time that he won, it was against John Cena, but it wasn't for the belt.
And actually, Seth Rollins was closer because he was NXT champion while he was still in the Shield. So that's potentially. But Kevin Owens lost the NXT title to Balor before he won the U.S. title from Cena.
It doesn't give me. It just gives me years. It doesn't give me the date.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I remember correctly, the first ever opportunity was Kevin Owens and John Cena, and it wasn't for any belts.
No, because they
It was
were
just
both champions at the time. Yeah.
beating. Yeah.
Great,
Kevin Owens beat John Cena.
great fucking match. That was a Money in the Bank match too.
And then after is when the United States Championship was put on the line.
Mhm.
So, but hey, I love this in-depth discussion with this, boys. But Josh, unfortunately, I know you love wrestling. We didn't bring you on here to talk about that. We brought you here to talk about your other hobby, which is
Hockey?
of me is how we both kind of started more with this, with kind of like broadcasting
pick
and
'em
all
up,
with
though.
that.
didn't want to drop him.
It's okay. Just pick him up. Sorry, the Brody Pug's causing an issue here.
He doesn't want to come down.
All right.
Brody. Yeah, tonight, guys, we're going to talk A24 Films. This is my bread and butter of movies right now. I love everything this company puts out to the T. Very indie style, just very, very well directed, very well everything, which I put my 5 directors up, but you don't need to cut to that or anything. You're fine. But just
All right, thanks, boss.
Everything of this brought into this company has exceeded nothing but the best. And Josh, brought you on because I know you're the same way, man. I know you love this company.
Chris Chelios's film company is pretty fucking sweet, yeah.
Hey,
A24.
Here's Brody.
No, man, it's one of the last true indie houses left. And what's really cool about A24 is their reputation has allowed them to work with some of the biggest directors in the world and the biggest actors in the world because they only do good projects. And their list, when I was making my top 10 to go with, I made a top 15 and whittled down from there. So.
Yeah. And it's also a prerequisite that before you play a superhero, you have to be in an A24 movie.
Is that a prerequisite?
Yes, that's how they figure out.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
What was Robert Downey Jr.'s A24 film?
I don't know. I just assumed he was probably in one at some point.
I don't know.
Yeah. I was like, because I was going through like a list of just ones early that I didn't realize were A24, and like I knew Brie Larson's Room was A24, and that's how she got Captain Marvel. I know Mahershala Ali was was Moonlight, and I believe that was what he was in before he became Cottonmouth on Luke Cage, and I think there was some other ones as well. So that's just kind of where I got that from.
So, Greg, you said you looked around for the films a little bit. Though, I know that we talked about some A24 films in the past. How do you feel represented with this company? Do you like the movies? What do you got?
The couple that I saw there are pretty good, but I haven't really ventured into it too much. Shocker,
yeah,
right?
because if you do, believe me, like a lot of things that I do, I'll get sucked down a rabbit hole of just looking up endless like script screens, everything. Finding out, like Greg said, of films that I thought were different projects, but they ended up being by A24.
Yeah.
Which I love more than anything. Anytime a film comes out with this, I'm more than excited.
There was one specific movie that I saw that I didn't realize was A24, and I was shocked to see that it was.
Right.
Yeah. So.
That's kind of what this company does for me, man. It just shocks me. So let's add some electricity to your scheduled events, ladies and gentlemen, with our first radical ranking of the day. All right, guys. First radical ranking of the day. Now, I want to antiphasize. I think that's a word.
Antiphasize?
Yes.
Antithesis, you mean?
Thank you.
I don't think that's.
Emphasize.
I don't think.
Close enough.
I don't think what it means. What you think it means.
I don't know. Maybe I'm sober.
I think you're looking. I think you're looking for emphasize.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So,
Jesus Christ, he's a
first
teacher
radical ranking of
teaching the
tonight
youth
is
of America.
Yeah, Chip,
First,
I was outside playing again.
ranking
That's why I haven't
tonight.
seen most of these. Just had to throw that
First
in there.
radical ranking of tonight is going to be my top anticipated A24 films. Now, I want to bring this into connection because a lot of these are 2020, 2021. And if they are 2020, I haven't seen them yet. So I'm still anticipating them.
Okay.
Oh, I
All right.
Well, I am glad we got that figured out. Yes.
Don't come for
I
him.
didn't want to just like A24 films I haven't seen because I thought that'd be a little corny. I want to bring a little mystery behind it. Little je ne sais quoi, if you will. So let's start with number 5. I believe 2020 was the year. Minari.
This was made by the same director of Parasite, right?
I believe so, Greg.
Okay.
Yes, if I want to make sure of that. Josh, have you seen this one?
I've not seen Minari, and it was directed by Lee Isaac Chung, who famously did not do Parasite.
Ah, damn.
So,
Close though.
there you go.
Damn. My bad then.
Can you find some of his discography, Josh?
Yeah,
on there?
we're not gonna know any of these. Abigail Harm, Lucky Life, Munyarugabo.
So this is like all okay. I dig that though, because this is all essentially. I mean, this is a very, like I said, year 2020. I love the concept, and it seems like the people did as well. This was a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ooh.
Basically, the description, which I'll read it here. A Korean family moves to an Arkansas farm in search of its own American dream. Amidst the challenges of this new life in the strange and rugged Ozarks, they discover the undeniable resilience of family and what really makes a home. This seems like a real heartwarming family kind of movie, which a lot of people don't think A24 does. They think they zone in on one specific genre. And I hate when they do that because they make really good films no matter what genre it is. I'm very excited to see this, man. I'm just looking at Stephen Young, I think, is the only one I really know in this. Maybe Will Patton. But yeah, I'm excited to see this film. So,
Austin,
the
how
aspect of American-
How much do you base your assumptions on Rotten Tomatoes in this case, just out of curiosity?
I mean, a lot of times the Rotten Tomatoes is accurate, but a lot of times there are way over the top film nerds that overanalyze. For instance, take Godzilla vs. Kong. It was originally like an 89% and it dropped to like a 75 because people were like, this plot doesn't make. It's a movie about two giant monsters fighting.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see past that, and you dive further, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. Some movies are meant to be dove into, and some are meant to be just whisked across the plane and enjoyed. So.
Yeah, I get it.
But let's stop talking about that and the rambling and move on to number 4, Pleasure.
Austin, I have some questions.
Okay.
At what point in time do you think it would have been a good idea to gut check or heat check with Deke and I about bringing on porn as part of your RankKing's court? Are you going to do top 10 porn stars next week? Are you going to do top 10 porn positions next week? Porn categories, misspelling of porn categories? What's the deal?
Well,
Because you want to be on that show too, I'm guessing.
I was going to say, hold on. Don't steal my goddamn joke. I was going to say, if we're talking about the misspelling of porn,
Have you ever seen that?
No.
There's a map. Every year, Pornhub puts out a map of the most commonly misspelled word per
God.
state.
Oh, jeez. That's probably entertaining.
What?
It's incredible. It's incredible.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I knew what the content of this was about. It's nothing entirely terrible. I mean, this is just basically divulging into the Los Angeles porn era.
Bo needs to do the research.
Literally it is.
400, that's your homework.
I honestly wish I would
We're
be able
gonna
to talk
start
about.
playing too.
Somebody needs to call HR.
Chip, that's
Yeah.
you.
HR is watching us.
Hold up the tissue box. That's the HR department.
There you go.
Oh, it's a double entendre! Yay!
Good job, Josh. That's why you're here.
Yeah, 2 points. Clip that. Austin, what's cool about this movie, if I can give you a little piece of trivia, is it's actually a remake of the director's earlier work that he did in 2013.
Also, shout out to Morgan for arriving at the
That's
perfect
right,
time,
I
by
was
the
gonna
way.
say,
Yeah,
I
great
did
time,
see
Morgan.
that the movie was made in 2013. From what I'm reading here, it says that it's calling it intentionally stark and disturbingly authentic.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Look at what the porn industry has become in Los Angeles.
I think
don't know.
it's.
I think.
Go ahead.
No, you're good. Good.
Well, I'm trying to remember there's a movie that's kind of like this as a documentary, and then this seems like a dramatization of it. Oh shit, I wish I could remember the name of the actual documentary because it won a bunch of awards. It's on HBO right now. But it's kind of like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and then Neighborhood. how like the documentary about Mr. Rogers came out, and then Tom Hanks played essentially just they redid the whole
redid it,
thing.
yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
Cool. Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm excited to see that one, man. Like I said, I'm excited
I'm
to see
sure
all
you
these
are.
films.
I'm sure you are.
Yeah.
Is there something you want to say to me, Bo?
I feel
You're
like
a
this
horny bitch, Austin.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like this is something you and Bree are gonna have to have a conversation about more than likely.
Yeah, Chip was right when he said that crown's
Everyone-
crooked tonight.
We are moving into our number 3, more of the my style of A24 that I love. This one is called False Positive.
What's this about?
I saw the trailer for this. Pierce Brosnan is fucking creepy as hell in this.
Oh, this is the. Oh, fuck yeah. Okay. I'm pumped about this one too, Austin.
So I'm going to say my take, and then you can say your take, Josh.
Go ahead.
From what I'm taking, this is a more modernization of Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very excited because that movie creeped the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Also has Lana Glazer in it, of Broad City fame. Pierce Brosnan, Justin Theroux. Shit, I just lost the.
Sophia Bush is in this. Okay.
Sophia
Okay.
Bush. I mean, it starts to cast Josh Hamilton.
Which, by the way, literally the premise on Wikipedia says False Positive is said to be a contemporary take on Rosemary's Baby. So.
Dun, dun, dun.
There you go.
If you read the Wikipedia article.
Stop. No, I'm excited because I am more in the depth of very suspenseful, creepy ass things that A24 loves to do. So False Positive for me is going to be a good thumbs up positive in my rank book. I tell you what, man.
Your
I'm
rank book.
very, very excited.
Is there a real
Is
book?
that a real book? I want to see the rank
Yeah.
book.
I feel like it's just a giant ledger of just like all the many rankings that
it-
he has come up with at
Or
some
is that
point.
the Google
There
Drive?
might be a book that exists. I'm saying that. There might be something that exists of that nature.
Many leather-bound books, Austin.
So we got to steal the book and we'll be the ranking.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, good luck. So you need much more than a thing. You guys need charisma up the ass in order to carry the boots that I walk in. So number 2.
Did he say boobs?
Yeah, I think he
Yeah,
did.
you walk-
Yeah,
you walk
I
in
think he did.
boots?
Yeah, this is gonna become.
He's got pleasure on his mind.
There's-
It's about to get hornier. You're about to get bonked,
This
Austin.
entire episode is just gonna be all
Number
sex
2.
jokes now. Oh.
Bastards. Number 2, one that Josh, I know you guys talked a lot on. I want to say, I don't know if it was Great Depression. I want to
It
say
was. Yep.
Okay. Number 2 is Zola. So Josh, take this one away. I know you're very excited.
Yeah, so Zola is all about a Twitter thread that came out in like 2010 where this stripper retells her entire weekend in Florida.
Oh
where
God, it's
crazy
that
shit,
one?
Yeah, where basically a bunch
Oh,
of crazy shit happens with, there's a killing, somebody commits suicide. It's like Taken but with strippers.
The story you told me about this too is
Yes.
so fucked up in
It's,
so many ways.
It's gonna be really fucking good, and I'm really excited that A24 has this. Kind of like we talked about off the top of the show, A24 only takes good projects, and they only take things that they know they can do justice to. And Zola is one of those things where, like, I'm sure a lot of people looked at it and they're like, if we were to do this movie justice, it would be an NC-17 rating, and we can't do it without that. And A24 is like, yeah, sure, make it NC-17. Who fucking cares?
Wow.
So, I'm very excited for this movie.
Well, it's just so much happens in this shit, right? Based on everything. I mean, there's drug dealings, there's murder, there's virtually everything in the book that would be in a terrible, like, ass comedy way back in the day. But like for this feels like it's going to be done so much justice. And I'm so excited for this, but not as excited as our number 1. The crown is on for the reason, boys, because number 1, The Green Knight.
I think there's a big difference between you and Dev Patel. Just saying. So, yeah. Just
I'm
throwing it
well
out there.
alive, so maybe that's what it is. But I don't know. The
Wow.
Green Knight is
Okay.
essentially a wonderful, wonderful medieval tale of King Arthur's nephew, Josh?
I think that's right.
Okay. I saw this trailer and I was blown away.
The trailer did
I
look
just-
dope. I do remember seeing it. Yeah.
Like, there's a fox that talks and shit. Like, I'm excited for that. I'm excited for all this the whole premise, right, is he cuts off the head of the Green Knight, and it's almost like a game where he gives him a matter of time to find him again. To, I guess, cut his head off again, if I remember correctly.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure. I know that this was I think this was on Zach's excited to watch in 2021 list, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was on his.
Yeah, but no, this one kind of looks like, hey, Game of Thrones was successful. How can we make Game of Thrones weirder?
So I saw the trailer. I didn't realize this was like a take on an actual medieval tale. I thought it was just like an original piece that someone came up with or whatever. So no, that's pretty cool that they're taking some sort of mythology take, like, and actually turning it into this.
Yep, I'm excited because the Knights of the Round Table, that's all in this, like, whole essence of the quest and what to do after, like, all the basic medieval kind of tropes are thrown into a wonderful, blended, splendid extravaganza.
Extravaganza.
Extravaganza. It sounds like something in, like, Excalibur, like a name of a sword or just some shit. You, like, just put one on, like, extravaganza! But it's almost like a spell from Harry Potter. Who the fuck knows?
Extravaganza.
Hama.
Those are our top, or at least my top, anticipated A24 projects. Let's not waste any time and move on to Radical Ranking number 2. Okay, guys. Now for this. Everyone's like, what is essentially so different from A24 than every average film?
Hang on.
There.
Can we go back? There are some A+ fucking comments about the ranking.
That's what I was
book.
laughing about.
Sell it on eBay, says Grind Project, and then Chip asks, do the pages stick together? That's fucking incredible.
Ay.
He's not
Anyway,
answering.
We got to keep you in check, Austin. We got to keep you in check.
yes. I guess that's the whole point of, separation of powers, but this is a monarchy after all, so it doesn't quite have that. Anyway, the top things
He really
that
needs to
make
read up on this stuff.
A24
Yeah.
great. And I love all of these personal things. They're my personal tropes to why A24 is so successful. Josh, you can comment them on as we go, whatever you guys want to do. Number 5, the emotions feel real. I know it's kind of like a little bit of an statement to make, but every time I watch a film developed by A24, I feel like I'm right in that picture with them, and I can either feel their humor, their pain, anything that they go through based on, because there's a lot of work of the, like, just visuals and everything. You're catching tears, emotions, faces, like everything. And I feel like based on which, Josh, appreciate this, camera views, no wide shots, understood that as much.
You appreciate that?
All of this makes me feel that it captures people's emotions to the T, and it works perfectly.
Yeah, you're spot on. A24 is famous for having big name actors who want to act, right? So,
Right.
Hugh Jackmans of the world, guys and gals who have some chops and want to swing the hammer, and they tend to let young directors or unexperienced directors go in. Normally, unexperienced directors will lean heavily on actors, especially if they have a senior or veteran actor with them. So that's really where the emotion comes from. Is we used to say on Thoughts from the Movies all the time, let the actors act, and that happens a lot in A24 films.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to our number 4, which is my personal favorite, but I obviously don't want to be biased. So I can't put it up at the top. Number 4, some are lovingly creepy.
So like Black Mirror, basically.
It's a weird take, Greg, and I'm going to try to explain this as best as I can. It's so terrifying that you're glued to your seat and you can't do anything else but watch it. That's how insane it is with everything going on.
Yeah, and 90% of the time on an A24 movie, you're watching just this really great movie, you think, and then all of a sudden sci-fi elements start to happen, and you're like, you weren't prepared for it, and
Yeah.
you're like,
You're
I
like,
didn't
what?
want to go here today. Like, stop,
Yeah.
stop. No, leave me alone. Stop it.
You're not ready for it
And
at
you're
all.
not ready
Yeah.
for it. And that seems to be, like, especially some of the ones that we'll get to later, I'm sure Austin has in his list, like The Lobster. You think is like this really like just kind of like interesting, like, oh, it's a hotel thing, and then in like about halfway through you're like, oh no, they're actually gonna turn into fucking lobsters. Like, here we fucking go.
Huh.
Well, spoiler
Yeah,
alert.
more
Yeah.
on that when we come around. So, number 3 is an important part of every single film, but it's an important part of this one: the characters. The actors are one thing, but what makes obviously the actors shine through, but the ability for them to read the script and interpret it into their own fucking thing is incredible. Toni Collini, for instance,
The best.
beautiful performances, man. I cannot get enough of her in any film after I watch, which I won't name it because it's later in the thing. So
Thank you.
we
No
all
spoilers.
kinda
We appreciate
know-
that.
That's how
know
you
what
do
it
it,
is.
Josh.
But and you even have correct me if I'm wrong, Josh. What was because I know they're pictured in here, the movie with Selena Gomez and all of
Spring
them
Breakers.
for
The one that I said I did not realize was A24 until after the fact.
Yeah,
I
it's
was like,
you
wow.
know, it's the story of Riff Raff.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean it's A24 is known for actors and taking on the projects like at Zola, where maybe a bigger studio doesn't think they could make money off of the story, but they know it's a good story. A24 doesn't shy away from that stuff. Like Moonlight was pitched to a bunch of places, landed at A24 because it was the only place where the source material was able to actually come through. Spring Breakers is A24.
Yeah.
Yes.
My mind was blown earlier today when I found out about that too.
But there's also, Willem Dafoe, one of the, veteran actors of Hollywood, has two very big, The Florida Project and Lighthouse, A24 projects. And he is famous for being a guy who you have to provide source material for him. You have to provide the script. He wants to be able to help edit and make decisions on scripts. So, yeah, I mean, that's where your characters come from, is the source material. And A24 really makes sure that it is intact through the movie.
I was gonna say, like I said, characters important in this in A24, but man, they shine in A24. I can't get enough of them. Number 2, the aesthetics. I feel I am in any time frame, universe, based on setting, color, vibrating, anything comes to life for me through my eyes, through the aesthetics of these films. And Josh, you're on here for a reason, big movie nerd. Like, is this agreement?
That's a great way to put it.
I studied it
Great
in
way
4
to be.
years. I've worked
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
industry for
Yeah.
10.
Yeah. He's a movie nerd by definition.
What, Austin?
How do you, like, the aesthetics of A24 are on another league of their own, right? Like,
Yeah, so A24, does really amazing things with the idea of less is more, right? So instead of showing you these big Avatar-esque sweeping shots of this magical forest, they don't have the fucking budget for that shit.
Nope.
But what they can do is keep their worlds very small, very tight. A lot of things happen in rooms. That's kind of what I'm interested to see The Green Knight, because there seems to be a lot more action and big set pieces, which is not typical for an A24 film. They're very, character-driven, back and forth, conversations inside of rooms, that kind of thing, right?
Okay.
Like Ex Machina is a great example. They never leave the fucking house, right? It's all in this house. And so when you condense down your set size, right, and your world size, you can really lean into every small detail of it more, and it's easier, it's cheaper, that kind of thing. And that's essentially what Austin's talking about, where like the world feels so real, it all looks so real. It's because largely it is, and they do that by shrinking down their set size.
Makes
Okay.
sense.
very creative, very non-monetary, again, for an indie company. So, can't hate anything that they're doing.
Well, they just
Finally-
signed that deal with Netflix, so I don't know how much they're an indie company anymore. But
Which is weird because I
Selling out.
I like to think they are, though. It's like, take it from a wrestling perspective. Think of them as an old revival and not a new revival.
well, I was gonna say, isn't False Positive on Hulu? So
yeah, there are still some projects that were already signed to.
Oh, okay.
But they'll probably be Netflix exclusive by 2023. Would be my guess.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then number one, the thing that any director, writer, anything looks for in film, movies, budgets, scripts, creative freedom.
Right.
If there's one company in the world that does it more than anybody else, it is A24, no matter how, I don't want to say deplorable, but disturbing or like maybe a little on edge or off edge, depending on how your viewpoint is.
Aggressive,
Like
maybe.
A24 strikes it in your mind and in your heart that they're rolling with this and you're either on board or you're not.
Have you seen an
And for the
A20?
most part,
I was gonna ask, have you seen an A24 film that, with creative freedom, was a little too much?
Yes.
I don't think so. Maybe, but
Two different answers.
Two
there.
different
We
answers.
both watched Killing of a Sacred Deer. Okay, like do not come for me.
I thought that was
Austin liked
very
that
well
one.
written.
Austin made us watch it on Thoughts from the Movies.
Wow.
It was too much. They never explain what the fuck was going on. They don't explain how the curse happens. They don't explain any of the magic in it. It's just like fucking Colin Farrell with some creepy ass fucking kid, and then there's this really disturbing shotgun scene at the end.
Ooh.
Yep.
I don't like those. I
Yeah,
don't like
Yeah,
those
that's-
scenes.
it's too much.
Yeah.
I would say I was on the edge of my seat during that last scene the whole time, but I don't think I ever said, they shouldn't put this in a film. Like,
Yeah, it said the guy who did the top 10 saw traps.
That's
there's
still
something
creeped me.
wrong up-
We're on 2 beers deep, just having a good old time, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
I'm seeing someone with a fucking cage over their neck,
Yeah,
ready to
you've like
snap
played
them.
the clips of those too, didn't you?
Yeah, fuck it.
Again, just lovingly creepy. It's so weird and so disturbing and so mind crunching. You can't do anything else but look into it.
Was that literal and figuratively too?
Mind crunching, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. All right. Those were my top 5 reasons why A24 is great. And finally, before we take our commercial break, our great debate. Whew. All right, guys. For those A24 films that you have seen, the great debate I have for you tonight is, out of everyone that's played in it, who gave the best performance? Grind Project, I know you're in the chat. Bitch ass better put in the draft order right now.
What? Why you gotta call him that?
Yeah, he's
here every
he's
week.
our loyal fan. Like, what the
He's
hell's
here
wrong
every
with
week.
you?
I know that I don't even need to like question who's doing the draft order anymore because I know his ass is in the chat.
Well,
So put
that
me-
doesn't mean you gotta disparage him like that. Jeez, calm down.
There he is. Said Austin, Josh, Greg, Vo.
Okay.
He literally just
Love
looked
it.
at the screen and went right across from it. I love it.
Yeah, it's easy enough.
Yeah.
He finally listened and didn't put me last this time. So awesome. Okay. I will start with probably an actor that we all thought was kind of in just a realm or genre of his own and broke through the mold and was able to deliver one of the most...
You're a clown. You're an absolute
clown.
clown.
You're a clown. You're stealing my
You're an
pick.
absolute clown. You know Vo doesn't know anything else but this fucking movie, and you're taking it off the hop, you fucking clown.
He has a computer, so he's able to research if he doesn't.
Wow.
So, that's right. So I am going with Adam Sandler from Uncut Gems. I believe this ability of its own for what he is able to do personally as an actor of comedy to put in a more dramatic sense. I mean, I felt like when I said that I get lost in transition with the characters, like I feel like I was gambling my money away with this man. Like it is a roller coaster ride of a thrill that, again, Josh, we talked about on Thoughts from the Movies of how just great it was and everything. And one part of that was Adam Sandler, man. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean the Sandman, shocked the
Sandman.
world by doing that. But really, if you're a diehard Sandler fan, you knew he had some deep chops with Punch Drunk Love.
He had
and,
it in him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some
yeah.
other stuff. But yeah, I mean it was kind of cool. And then to see like the world react when he gets snubbed, not even getting a nomination for Best Actor in Uncut Gems, like there was a lot of fun that came from that. But so that's your best performance from A24.
From an actor or actress in A24,
Okay.
in my honest opinion, I couldn't think of anything else. I mean, I love this.
I just
Not to say that I had trouble thinking of it. Like, I just thought this was above and beyond what I had seen.
so I want to make sure I'm fucking 100% right before I say this. That yes, okay. So Uncut Gems was not nominated for an Oscar
It wasn't.
Right.
in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-mm.
However, there was an Oscar fucking winner from an A24 performance, Brie Larson in fucking Room.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good. That's
So
absolutely
immediately, whatever the fuck you said is just dumb. Like, literally wasn't even nominated for an Oscar. Brie Larson
dumb.
nominated and wins.
and gets a Marvel role because of it. By the way,
What'd
Can't-
you say?
Can't beat that.
What'd you say, Queen? Would you
Hey,
say
he's-
rank Queen?
He's talking to you with the crown.
I'm talking to. For this, I will say people get snubbed all the time. You can't tell me that Leonardo DiCaprio wasn't fucking great all those times that he was snubbed.
He was nominated at least, though.
Yeah.
Wolf of Wall Street, he was nominated. But
That
like,
just proves that people don't understand it, man. And if they don't understand it, they better understand it. Because this whole project was incredible.
I'm not debating whether or not the movie's good, but to like have this like conniption fit about the Sandler's best performance ever at A24, blah blah blah, when he wasn't even nominated for a fucking Oscar is dumb. It's just dumb.
He's calling you dumb.
At least pick it. Like, if these two didn't pick Oscar-nominated performances, cool, fine. But you were on a show called Thoughts from the Movies. Your bar has to be higher.
A lot of people like to take the underdog for granted, man. I bring it to the thing. I firmly believe what I'm saying.
it's his own show. I don't understand.
Over us, it already happened.
It's
It's
his-
not like they're gonna retroactively give him the Oscar.
Also, why are you being an underdog on your own show? That makes no sense.
Yeah, you're
I'm
supposed
Yeah,
not
to.
you're the king.
We're the underdog.
Yeah, literally. Like, I don't understand this.
There's a literal dog in the room.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
He's literally under the table, actually.
He's probably mad because I'm yelling.
Oh, he's okay.
No, his tongue's sticking out.
All right.
Yeah, he's fine.
Greg, what do you got?
Mine is because I also did not realize this was A24 until I looked through and I just saw the list earlier. So I know he's blackballed technically right now by Hollywood, but I'm just going to say it anyway. James Franco in The Disaster Artist.
Yes.
Yeah, the Disaster Artist is a great movie altogether. Like, I could have also picked Dave Franco if I wanted to, but James Franco portraying perfectly Tommy Wiseau, I think was perfect. And Tommy Wiseau's cameo at the end also, which I
Oh.
believe the deleted scene.
And that movie was nominated for an Oscar.
What do you know?
Have you seen The Room, Greg?
I've not, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've not seen it either.
I kind of don't want to because after seeing The Disaster Artist,
Sure.
I don't know if I want to. And I bet you Row House would play it at one point. I feel like
I
they
would
have
like to watch them back to back.
That'd be
think so.
entertaining. That'd be interesting.
And I'm not sure which one you would watch first.
I would do Disaster Artist first because I want to get the background of it and then see the final product.
See, I think I'm flipped. I think I want to watch the final product and be like, that was a
Then go
shit show.
back,
How did
yeah.
we get here?
Okay,
makes sense,
I
yeah.
got you.
Shut up, Derek.
Also, shout out to
Freeman and Lucky Number 11 is the greatest performance ever.
also shout out to the correct spelling of Adam. Just saying.
And finally, we have our own Botash.
Saving the best for the
Where you
last. Let's go with Millie Shapiro from
Yes.
Hereditary,
Okay.
because she creeped me out.
Okay.
That's one of the A24's movies that I've seen.
Nice. A24.
And I was
Hey,
completely
Tupac.
freaked out after watching that. So she did a good performance in there.
Phenomenal performance, if you will.
Phenomenal.
There you go.
It wasn't gonna be Adam Sandler, but
Someone had to
Someone had
fucking
to take it.
ruin it.
and I wasn't gonna pick it because I never saw Uncut Gems.
If you know the King character well, they take from people in order to make themselves successful. So
Not an Academy Award nominee or winner, though.
Yeah.
No.
So
You're not you're not really taking strong opinions
it's the
then.
best pick. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
What about Kevin Garnett?
Kevin Garnett was not Oscar nominated, but should
Should have been.
Should have been.
for looking exactly the same age. That's all.
Oh, dude.
For
Dude.
not having aged in 20 years.
Oh, dude, he's in a commercial for Crown Royal. He looks exactly the same as when I remember him on the Celtics. It's
Yeah.
it's creepy.
Yeah.
400 says you
All
win,
right.
Josh.
I think we had a lot to
What's
say
up,
about
Grind
this.
Project? Josh wins the debate. Oh my God! I just fucking dunked on you on your own show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we
I'm
got.
so sorry.
One person saying I won, one person saying you won. In my mind, monetary beats peasantry, so that's how it works.
I just
He's-
stepped
he's
over
been
your
angry.
dead body.
Wait, monetary beats peasantry? I mean, it's fair.
Well,
You
we
might have
just all
paid
gotta-
for that crown, but you didn't fucking earn it.
We just all need robes and crowns one night.
You
Yeah,
go
I'll come in.
gladly try to grab the whole crown, but you'll never take it.
I'm glad you took that off because you were definitely sweating at some point. You needed to make
I'm,
sure you got
I'm
that.
so sweaty right
Yeah, that's what I
While-
figured. Mhm.
And while I cool off, here's a commercial. We'll be right back, everyone, with more A24 content, the top 10 A24 films.
Since when can he segue?
Hi, I'm Josh. I like pizza. Do you like pizza?
When the moon hits your eyes like a big pizza pie.
We've let it coagulate. Show Greg, king of coagulation there.
Coagulation is key.
Homemade Greek ranch. Do you like watching people eat pizza? Help me, because I'm on the quest to find the best pizza in Pittsburgh.
Hand-forged pizza.
Bit of Vici. That's amore.
Make sure you're sending in your recommendations for the best pizza in Pittsburgh, because I'm going to go, I'm going to try it, I'm going to hold it to my standards.
It's the aftertaste is the barf. Is where the barf comes
Oh,
in.
yeah.
I agree. It's bomb pizza.
Can your favorite pizza place pass the test? Find out.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Vault, a weekly show from Thoughts from the Bench that takes a look back at some of the best and worst sports jerseys of all time.
So, I looked up what a Canuck was. Ben, you're gonna shit yourself. What a fucking silly country.
Here comes
Wow.
the Crimson Chin.
No. You sound like the John Candy in
Yeah,
a
that's-
fucking snapshot.
That's Uncle Buck.
I have an irrational fear of alligators and crocodiles. I hate them. I
Wait,
saw.
what? Of like, okay, this school who looks like they're in High School Musical just came and balled out. So yeah, they're not drinking Gatorade or water on the sidelines. They just got bottles of Barbicide and they're just fucking tanking them down, dude. Like that guy who's gone and said, "Okay, where's the keg at?" You know, like that type of guy.
Yeah.
Like
He's a glue guy. He's a glue guy.
Okay, he's a glue guy.
I want to show off the human goose that is Mike Glennon.
Oh my god, he is a goose.
They're like mom jeans with the elastic on top. Like, I don't.
I'm okay. I'm okay. He's a man of the people. He's in with the students at games and sporting events. He's posing with the frat boys. He's getting pumped up, literally
Dude,
and
no.
metaphorically speaking, for every event. He is Dartmouth.
What?
That was really funny.
Football's the mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cell.
JJ Watt,
the
bring it
Golgi
on over,
apparatus.
pal. Bring it on over. Golgi apparatus, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum. I'm just naming off science shit now.
How many commercials are we running, Bo? 2?
Let's.
Cool. Oh, we're back! I didn't even see you put the thumb up. We're back!
I didn't have it up.
Unmuted and everything.
I said we're
Oh
unmuted.
my
We're ready to go.
Clip that. Jesus H. Christ. Fucking king my ass.
Normally the lower people are supposed to let the king know vocally and
I
everything.
did.
but I
He
appreciate
did!
it.
We all
I
heard
did.
it.
Jesus
I didn't
Christ.
hear. I didn't hear stuff. I
Oh
didn't hear
my
anything.
God. Clean out your goddamn ears.
Shit.
Ay. Everyone's a goddamn critic. We move. What is up, everyone? Back from a break, and we are going into our top 10
Shut up, Deke.
A24 films. Now, I asked Josh himself to bring his list of A24 films to the table, and we're going to debate to see who has the best top 10. I have not been beaten yet. Denny had challenged me, and he lost a big 5-1 vote. And that one vote was out. So,
Yeah. So
it is a
at least
it's
he,
a
at
rough
least he had
road
one.
for those ahead, Josh. Let's see if you can muster and see if you're worthy to bang the gavel at the end. Okay?
I mean,
Austin! Jesus Christ.
I mean the gavel's here, so
Yeah.
even if he loses,
Like,
can still
he
bang the
literally
gavel.
could if he wants to.
I'll bang your gavel, Austin.
Yeah, there we
You're gonna
go.
fucking like it. Shit.
Let's start. Josh, number 10.
All right, so my number 10 hasn't been released yet, but if you listen to Zach do a dramatic reading of the tweet thread, you know that Zola is about to become the number 10 A24 film of all time.
After hearing the entire story from you, I cannot disagree with this.
Fucking
I
incredible.
want to watch this now just for that.
Awesome. I love that.
Awesome.
Jesus Christ.
He is so thrown off right now. I love this.
That's how you lost the great debate. Now he's like
Now
fucking
he's
treading
losing,
water
yeah.
here.
He's like, oh no.
What the fuck am I throwing
He's,
up?
he's going in lockdown mode. He's trying not to let up a goal, and I'm just peppering him.
He's like, awesome.
All right. Interesting take. Number 10 will be mine. We're going to go with The Lobster.
Too low. Way too low. Way too low.
The objectivity of finding love or you're turning into an animal is a romantic take on Animorphers, and I will stick by that.
Yeah,
I love
so
the
great
whole-
book
be
series.
higher.
Great book series, by the way.
Animorphs.
Yes, love
See
it.
I
what's
did
on
love
here?
those.
Mm-hmm.
See what's on here.
I can see what's on here, and it's garbage.
Ooh.
Hey, you're not supposed to say that.
Oh. I mean, I haven't seen your list.
Is he fucking cheating? Is he seeing my list before it fucking happens?
No,
No,
I
no.
turned my list in
Nah.
before I saw your list, okay? So, like, let's not get too wound up.
All right. I'm not wound up at all, man. I'm just saying.
I
Need any
feel like he
reason to
is.
believe someone's cucking me in my own show. So, but yes, I love the objectivity of basically you have to find love or you're turning into an animal. And I love the whole process of the trailer when it comes up and it says, it's like, oh, what would you like to be? He's like, a lobster. He's like, oh, lobster's very good. And then it ends. I love it.
Yep.
My number 10, The Lobster. And we are moving on to your number 9, Josh. What do you got?
Yeah, 9 is the classic coming-of-age tale about losing your virginity. Give me number 9, Lady Bird.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Sex Drive for a
No.
second. That's also a great one when you're talking about losing virginity.
There
Just
is
saying.
driving in this one, though.
It kind of counts then. Is there an Amish enclave that they run into with Fall Out Boy playing?
No, but Timothy Chalamet's in it, and he kind of looks Amish.
Okay, we can count that then.
There you go.
We're seeing similarities. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit about Lady Bird for those that don't know it, Josh.
Yeah, so Lady Bird was a movie that came out in 2019. Unfortunately, it came out like kind of as things were starting to get a little bit hairy. But it's really great coming-of-age tale. It's like serious super bad is a good way to describe it from a woman's perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't
I
sound
love
too
that. I
bad.
love that take. Let's hit my number 9.
Oh, wait, hang on. I forgot to say this. 9 through 1, I've actually fucking seen. Can you say the same, Austin?
Ooh.
For all these films?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Right. wouldn't put him on there if I haven't seen him. So.
Oh, I would debate that. The best Rugrats episode was the movie. That was a great take.
The movie was great, though.
What's your 9?
Number 9, a lot of people probably think should be higher. After a few watches after, I kind of compartmentalized myself and realized it's not as great as it should be, but it's still fantastic enough to be on this list. Number 9, Midsommar.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely a top 10. I'm trying to see if it got... No, it didn't get
Ari Aster directed it, correct?
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
So, director of another film, that's in here that I'm not going to mention, obviously, because it's probably going to get named down later down the road, was just incredible to the point where when we saw this film, we thought we were going to get, like, the next big thing, like, after that. And it was almost, I don't want to say, like, watered down, but the plot thickens in places. A lot of stuff is a little too over the top of just weird at times, but I mean, that's what the creative freedom of A24 really does, man. But I loved it when I saw it. I had to tone myself down, relax, and realize that it's a very good, decent film at number 9, Midsommar.
It had a lot of hype when it came out, and yeah, no, for sure. I think 9's probably a good spot for that.
Speaking of the number 9, we move on to the number 8 for yours, Josh. What do you got?
That was not a good transition.
Not your best transition.
No, that was not good.
No.
He's stretching now because he knows he's on the ropes right now.
Yeah. A24, let's go on a break. Let's go to Spring Breakers.
When this movie came out, I think my senior year of college.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so when I saw this, like I was so thrown off by this movie.
I mean, you got a group of chicks that try to rob a rapper / drug dealer, and I mean, chaos ensues.
Who's literally James Franco in Dreads, by the way,
right?
Which is so
riff-raff.
Oh my god!
It's James Franco doing a riff-raff impression, which is pretty awesome. Selena Gomez is in it. What else? Oh. So Austin said one of the, the top 5 things is the aesthetic. This movie had the fucking aesthetic. Everything was neon the whole time. Yeah. So, yeah. That's my 8.
It was one of those, there all these like marathon runs that you have that have all the neon effects. Like essentially this is going through it, but sitting down and just watching it. Like this is how it felt.
Yeah, it's like running without running.
Exactly. I mean, it really did. The adrenaline was pumping the whole way through this film, man. I enjoyed it. Number 8. One that I don't like, we talked about this on the show. It was one of my picks for thoughts from the movies. Let's see if Josh can maybe try to fall in love with it again. I don't know. Mine is Ex Machina.
Yeah, so it's definitely a top 10. I understand why you have it at 8. I have it higher because I did love the fucking movie. But yeah, I think 8's probably acceptable. Mine's higher because I actually just genuinely love the fucking movie. Yeah,
makes sense. It's your own list, that's why.
She was a robot the whole time. That's essentially the plot.
Meanwhile, Bo's looking for the Transformers logo to see if it's an Autobot or Decepticon. Who the hell knows? Ay.
There's also a lot of sex in that movie, so yeah.
Huh.
More of sexual attention than actual sex. But yeah, sexual attention, fucking fullest. Isolation in this movie was key. Just feeling like, I mean, this is what Josh said at the beginning. This was all filmed in one place.
Yeah.
I love the whole presence of when movies are like that. That's my number 8. We move on to you, Josh, at number 7. What do you got?
This is where I had The Lobster.
Cool. Okay, so what is your reasoning why it's higher on your list than what it is on mine?
So we talked about, how an A24 film, you sit down and you're like, man, this is like this beautiful Wes Anderson, Coen Brothers level, detailed, character-driven movie. And then all of a sudden they just like, and here's some sci-fi. They punch you in the face.
Throw it at you.
Here's the weird shit.
Yeah. And Ex Machina just is like up front. They're like, this is gonna be weird. The Lobster's like, this is romantic. Now it's weird, and I really liked that part of it. And yeah, Colin Farrell's fucking performance is just incredible. It's so good. So,
Josh, before I move on to mine, what animal would you, if you never found love, what animal would you turn into?
a dog. Everybody loves dogs.
Absolutely.
Would it be a pug?
No, they have breathing problems. I'd do a black lab.
Black
Black
Labs
Lab.
or Golden
I
Retriever.
get that. I will
Grind
say
Project.
that
It's Tusk, but sweet and loving, and not
horror.
Kevin fucking Smith's worst movie.
hey,
Yeah, that's.
we'll
I
say
would
it's
put it
not
there.
on
Yeah.
so I can say it. I love Tusk, still do, even though a lot of people didn't like it.
Did you
this is
see
where
Red
I'm-
State?
What?
Did you see Red State?
A while ago.
See, Red State reminds me a lot of an A24 film, and I think it was Red State that A24 then grabbed him for Tusk, because Red State is way better than Tusk, and it's kind of like his same departure into like the sci-fi weird, but A24's Red State's way better.
What was the name of the lead? Justin.
I can't
remember his last name. He's been in, like, a bunch of.
Justin Long.
Yeah, I swear he has not been in anything since that movie either.
Probably not.
Probably since what? Fever Pitch, I would think.
Fever Pitch.
I mean, he was in New Girl for how many seasons?
He is just kind of like in and out. Hang on, I'm looking right now to see what Justin Long.
Because I swear, Justin Long.
Like the main star of his
He hasn't
own film.
accepted. Justin Long, right?
No, yeah, that was him. But like I'm saying, like Tusk, I feel like was the last movie that he was in. I'm pretty sure.
Big name movie.
Like big name movie he was in, unless I'm mistaken.
I'm looking at it. I got it up now. No, he did a lot of stuff after Tusk.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah. Tusk was 2014. He showed up on New Girl after that. Inside Amy Schumer. I know those are TV shows, but
I mean they count. I was just kind of thrown out because I don't remember him being in anything else after Tusk, so that's why I brought that up.
While Josh dives deeper into the web about this, I'm going to name my number 7 because it's already been named, and that's Lady Bird.
yeah, we swapped the Lobster and Lady Bird, so I think that's fine.
Which I think is morally just.
Yeah, it's just which kind of movie you like better.
Yeah, exactly. So, Josh, number 6.
Yeah, so Austin, I asked for permission to put this on here because it's not technically a movie; it's a Netflix special. But John Mulaney and the Sack Lunch Bunch Kids, or is it just Sack Lunch Bunch? Sack Lunch Bunch. This is a old-fashioned variety show that has songs, mega hits like "Grandma Has a Boyfriend." Do flowers
for
come out
Grandma.
at night? There's a lot of. But, like, it's, like, kind of this, like, old school, 60s or 50s or 70s variety show vibe hosted by John Mulaney and just as twisted and fucked up as something like Big Mouth. I mean, it is A+ material. It's on Netflix. I highly recommend it.
It has a great name.
Is it a TV series or?
It's just a special. Just
okay.
one-time special. And it is... Grandma's got a boyfriend, and her boyfriend's name is Paul.
Good for Paul.
Good
for Paul.
That's how you feel. You actually really start to feel for Paul by the end of the song.
Oh, it's that kind of song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, poor Paul.
When it comes to specials, there's one special that I need to look up after this, and it's Bo Burnham's special. That's on.
I heard good things. I heard very good
just
things.
Watched that as well, and that was she has been singing. We sang, we would still do Grandma's Got a Boyfriend just randomly in the middle. Like, you'll be like cooking and you'll be like, Grandma's got a boyfriend and her boyfriend's name is Paul. And she does that now with all the Bo Burnham songs. So, it's good.
One movie that barely has any singing. In fact, no singing at all.
No.
For my number 6. One of the probably one of the creepiest films that A24 has ever done. This is one of Derek's older brother, Nico, one of his personal favorites. This is The Witch.
Anna Joy Taylor, breakout performance.
Oh, man. The ending for this gave me chills for weeks. The whole objectivity that a family is thrown out Is there something in my body language that's making you fucking cackle over there?
No,
you animal?
Deke said all that yelling for 2 spots on Lobster.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm just laughing at you because you had chills for weeks.
Recompose myself. So, but yes.
That's why he has the robe on.
The whole
Yeah,
object
makes sense now. Makes sense now.
He's cold. He's been cold the whole time.
He's getting mad.
The whole object that a family has been thrown out of their own settlement based on objectivities of witchcraft, and based on like the daughter and everything and the goats, and man, the ending scene of just pure Satanism, to say the least. Like, I can't really describe it to you because it's more of a literal staring thing that you have to do and just get your mind lost in literally 2-3 minutes of that scene, because that whole scene describes my whole thing of what I love about A24 so much, and that is the lovingless amount of creepy that is in these fucking films.
Yeah, I have not seen The Witch. That's why it did not make my list anywhere. But yeah, I think 6 is a good spot for that.
Watch it in the daytime, fella.
I don't watch scary or sad shit. Speaking of scary, sad shit, number 5 for me, Ex Machina.
So this is interesting because when we first reviewed it, like, you weren't really high on it because you stuck to the one character.
Yeah.
And you didn't really focus, or I don't want to say focus because that's a terrible analogy, but you
couldn't relate
or interpret to the rest of the film. Like, did you feel more after watching this a couple more times? I'm assuming you had to if it's up this high.
No, I just think that, as I was going through my list of 15, I kind of was like going through the ones that I've actually seen, and it just, to me, resonated with me very highly as a film. And so what Austin's referring to is the main character who falls in love with the robot. I could not fucking relate to him at all, but I could relate to the asshole who made the robot. And I didn't understand how he was the bad guy in the movie. It was very confusing for me. But yeah, no, I think just out of the list I had to pick from, Austin, I really liked this movie more than Lobster or Spring Breakers or Lady Bird.
Man, I totally get that, man.
Yeah.
My number 5, Moonlight.
Yes.
I love this movie, and this was actually one of the first indentations that I knew what A24 was, because this movie came out. I think this might have been actually one of the first A24 films I ever saw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why I literally dove headfirst into this company. Hereditary might have been the first one, but I'm not entirely sure about that. But Moonlight might have very well been second or third. The drama in this film, man, I mean, just beautiful. It is a beautiful told story.
Yeah.
Also responsible for one of the most memorable Oscar moments ever.
Right.
Yeah, so, I mean, that holds that distinction right there.
Yeah, Oscar winner for Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Performance by an Actor in a Supporting Role, and then snatching the most motion picture of the year in 2017.
Loved it, man.
I'm trying to remember
Number
who
4,
else
Josh.
was that. Oh, yeah, from La La Land and Call Me By Your Name.
La La Land.
Yep.
All right, anyway. Yeah, so my number 4. This one is a amazing movie all about growing up, and the directorial debut of Jonah Hill. Give me mid-90s at 4.
I remember this. This is the one that you and Deke were pushing to watch.
Really
yeah.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Uncomfortable at points, but very fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Realistic look at a kid who moves to a new neighborhood, kind of gets tied up in what some parts are the wrong crowd and some parts are the right crowd, and just the kind of tale and journey of this kid over a summer it's really good. Mid-90s is awesome.
So this might actually be one of the ones that I haven't seen yet, Josh.
Okay.
Any way to find it on streaming services? Is it on Netflix, Hulu?
I think I just rented it off of iTunes, to be honest with you. Because it
Okay,
had a lot
but
of hype, because it was Jonah Hill's directorial debut.
Right. But it's something I should definitely look forward to watching.
It's on,
yeah.
It looks like it's on Hulu.
There you go.
It's on Hulu with a premium
Alright,
subscription.
My number 4 was one thing that I did not realize that this guy did. I just talked about him not too long ago. Directorial debut, Josh? Maybe? I don't think so.
For Jonah Hill?
No, for mine that I'm about to say.
He doesn't know your number 4. You didn't say it yet.
I think. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm going to say the title of it anyway. This is 8th Grade. This is the film directed by Bo Burnham.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
It's all about weird, just kooky little, like, hormonal shit that you do when growing up, man. This is the tale of growing up in a sled. And the reason I love this more than anything, Bo Burnham chose actual 8th graders to play in this film. These
That's
weren't
cool.
actors that were like, you know, we'd see it all the time in like that 70s show where they look like they're in college, but they're in their like,
They're in high school. Yeah, I got you.
Like this is actual people of age in this setting. And that is what builds stories the most because they are literally going through it as it's happening. So why not tell a fucking story about it? And man, I encourage you guys to watch this. It's so
I did not realize Bo Burnham directed a movie, and
I didn't know that
honestly, for me, the last like year, I've started to respect Bo Burnham a lot more than I previously did, especially after Promising Young Woman came out and the performance he had in that movie. Like I probably need to pay more attention to his stuff now that I realized.
Yeah, so Bo Burnham, just as a jog the memory, was a YouTube sensation as a teenager. And really is kind of like one of the first of the content creating generation that has gone on to continue his career.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I'm looking here, he directed all of his TV specials.
Oh, so even like the one on Comedy Central. Okay.
Right,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
But this is his only movie, Austin, so you're right. Directorial debut.
and it was, you know, I'm literally looking at it right now, and like I said, 99% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow. That's really good.
Yeah. So, love it. I encourage you, like I said, 2018, I think the year was, so it's definitely out there. Go find it, guys, and watch it. It's one of the most real films you'll see, because we've all been there. Number 3, Josh.
Yeah, number 3. You left off, well, at least to this point, you haven't shown any documentaries. A24 doesn't do a lot of them, but when they do, they hit home runs. Give me Amy at 3. The documentary about the one and only Amy Winehouse and her tragic ending and historic career, and really just a beautiful film, especially if you're a big Amy Winehouse fan. And if you're not, I guarantee you leave that film being an Amy Winehouse fan.
Okay.
So we're blowing minds every day. Like I said, I did not, when I say stuff is A24 and stuff isn't, I did not realize this was A24.
Yep.
Wow. Love that shit. Love that, man.
Look at you
Anyone
stumping
else?
the king. I love it.
Yeah. Doesn't happen often.
Hey, I give credit where credit's due.
She does.
Like, if I verbally say that I don't know something, I'll openly admit it to it. But, Josh, what is it called so I can look it up?
Amy. It's just called Amy.
Amy. Okay, cool. My number 3 for what I'll get into is the first A24 film I ever saw. I saw the trailer in theaters, and I literally went, I have to see that fucking movie. Hereditary.
Yeah, this is a good one.
This is what
I
started
have
it all,
seen this
boys.
one.
And leaving it out anywhere outside of the top 3 is a moral sin.
I mean, great picture already to get you hooked on it as well.
Hey, that scene was terrifying.
Right?
Too much, man. Now, this is probably A24's most popular film in terms of where it started from. In essence. Like,
I was going to say, wait a second.
They have an Oscar Best Picture.
But a lot of people started getting into A24 because of Hereditary. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because that's the question. Has anyone besides Josh and I seen this film?
Yeah.
I've not seen it.
I have not
I've
seen
seen
it.
this one.
I haven't
Josh,
seen
you
it.
haven't seen it?
He doesn't like scary movies.
Oh, that's right. You don't watch scary shit.
Yeah.
Well, watch it in the daytime.
Yeah.
I think it's a top 10 for sure. I think if you had seen mid 90s might have slid into the top 3, even for you, because I think if you're 1 and 2 are what I think they are, I think they're pretty much staples here. I think a lot of people might put Moonlight higher too. But I understand where at 3, kind of like how I had Ex Machina at 5. I understand where that comes in at 3.
All right. What do you got at your 3, bud?
It was Amy. First day on the show, Austin.
Jesus
We're at number 2,
Christ,
Austin.
man.
Nope, you're good. Sorry, I got a new Julio Jones update.
He is almost down for the count right now. Not paying attention, not being able to.
throwing off.
Looks like
my
Logan
God.
Paul.
Oh, this is great.
You should hug him.
Yeah.
Josh, number 2.
Number 2 is The Sandman, Uncut Gems.
Hey, Austin, what's your number
Talked
2?
about this so many times on Dust in the Movies, man. Just a groundbreaking work
Yep.
of the just deploring act of what gambling can do to a man and just all the crazy shenanigans that go along with it. I mean, add to it because I love this film.
I'm very curious to actually understand what got Adam Sandler interested in doing this film.
He didn't want to do it. He kept ignoring the directors, and then he saw whatever the movie was that they did before it, and he was like, man, those guys are really good. And then his assistant was like, they keep wanting you to do this movie, and he goes,
like, all
okay,
right.
I'll do it.
An essence of annoyance.
Yeah.
Like, that's what drove him to do this film, man.
Yeah. Nope. Uncut Gems at 2 is good.
Yep. My number 2 is Uncut Gems as well.
What a spoiler.
What a spoiler.
Because I think I know what, because he's shaking his head, I think I know what Josh's number 1 is.
You do not.
It's the one I'm thinking of. That I think we're hitting the nail on the head. But I said it before, Uncut Gems brought to life sort of what comedy actors can do in other relevant things. I remember, this is a big name, literally the head of The Office, Steve Carell.
Oh.
And what he did when he played that wrestling coach in
Foxcatcher.
Yeah, Dave Schultz.
Firecatcher. And I remember watching that with my dad because he was a big wrestling guy. And he was just like, wow, he looks, and like in a good way, terrible. Like he looks terrible. I said, this is what people need to realize is that comedy only goes a long way. And even in anyone's style, try new shit, man, because it works. It works. And it is proven by this goddamn film.
Yeah, any actor will tell you that comedy's the hardest to do. And so a lot of the times when a comedy actor gets to flex their chops a little bit, it's like, oh, actually, they're quite good.
Or even like when Jordan Peele decided to do Get Out and Us. Like he even said like going from transitioning from comedy to horror was actually pretty easy for him.
Right.
Exactly. And like we're all waiting for the Candyman. I can't wait to see it.
He actually didn't
Josh.
direct that. His company was just the producer for it.
I know.
No, you didn't.
Josh. Number 1.
No, you didn't.
No, he didn't.
I didn't think so. Okay, so number 1 for me is directed by Stephen Knight. Yes, that Stephen fucking Knight. And starring solely the only person that shows up on fucking camera, the beautiful Tom Hardy. This is Locke at number 1. This is either the second or third A24 film. And essentially it's all about a man whose life is crumbling in front of him, and as it crumbles, he has to make a series of very uncomfortable phone calls, and you are sitting shotgun with him as it happens. It is an amazing fucking movie. I cannot recommend it enough for everybody. It's an hour and a half of Tom Hardy. Who doesn't want to watch an hour and a half of Tom Hardy
You're not wrong
giving
on that.
a performance of a fucking lifetime? This was a sleeper movie. Not a lot of people know about it. Shout out to the one and only Justin Luderin for being the one to make me watch this. Such a good movie, says Grind Project. Let's go.
I will say, I haven't seen it, but I know it's on Hulu. So I'll be watching it tonight, Josh. You
There you
inspired
go.
me.
There you go. If I inspired you with my number 1, I think I win.
No.
I think I won.
I think you did.
I think I won.
You
we had
were-
the same number 2.
Yeah, we'll have to see if you've seen his number 1.
Oh.
Because maybe you'll want to watch his number 1.
I'm inspired by the fact that you put a number 1 as a movie I didn't know about.
You
I
definitely did that on purpose.
You have outsmarted the Rank King all day today.
Yeah, put that crown down.
Big Conor McGregor. Who the fuck is this guy? Number 1 is hands down, visually, in the script, tense, feeling. I can go fucking on and on about this. The number 1 A24 film, the lovely, disturbing, The Lighthouse.
He was very aggressive on that too, so he definitely means business.
Robert Pattinson, Willem Dafoe, all about this, man. It is, you will cringe while watching it, but I promise you in the best of ways. Just beautifully done, man. All done in black and white, grain style film. Like, you get the real essence that there are 2 guys stranded on this lighthouse alone. They're literally doing their jobs, and then all this shit starts happening. And like I said, the whole essence of being by yourself with somebody else on a island for so much time makes you stir crazy. And I would say probably if we're talking about films that maybe went a little overboard with some stuff, this could possibly be one of them for a lot of reasons.
Really? Like a masturbation scene for 5 minutes? Is that overboard?
Have you seen
That
this
was
one?
Austin's number 1. He wants you to watch a masturbation scene.
So somehow it just all ties back together perfectly
It all
today.
ties back to that the Rank King wants you to watch porn.
All right,
Well,
then.
this is on Amazon Prime
Just the
if
best
you're
A24
interested in
film
that.
around. It's great. Those that haven't seen it, I very much encourage you. We'll be putting this shit up, as we always do, on our Instagram, Twitter, whatever we want to do, and for the people to vote. Did Josh somehow come away with the upset win?
Yes.
Dummy.
Or did
Wasn't even close.
Or did the king slice and dice again, as he always does? That'll be put on display. We'll see how we do. I will say, Josh, you put up a little bit of a fight, more fight than Denny. I will say that.
That's not hard. That's like the fucking fish that's just like flat and sideways and it like gasps. That's Denny.
Oh, he's a
Basically
Magikarp. He's a Magikarp.
And then you kick the Magikarp into the water and it turns into a Gyarados.
Yeah.
And that's me.
Shout out DJ and Denny. Always appreciative of your work. Josh, is there anything that you'd like to say before we eventually just end the show? Floor is yours, my friend.
Go watch Locke. It's a fucking awesome movie, and Lighthouse is really good. But Lighthouse, I would say you need to be in a mood for. Locke, I think you can pretty much watch and check out Zola when it comes out because that is gonna be a fucking ripper.
Jeez, that sounded
or a
interesting.
stripper.
Well, it'll be both potentially. Yeah.
A ripper
A
of strippers.
A ripper of strippers. Yeah.
Ripper of strippers.
Thanks for having me, Rank King. Appreciate it.
No problem, Josh. Hey, any new updates or anything on what's to come or what you've done with Great Depression? What we can look forward to that?
Greg Skelp on Monday. And if you don't know who Greg Skelp is, go watch a Dungeons and Douchebags episode and get ready because that guy is a fucking powder keg.
He's a lot. In a great way, though.
Yeah.
I thank you, Josh, for being on the show. Like I said, when we talk movies and stuff, there's no one I'd rather bring on besides you and Justin Luderin. I love you guys so much for giving me the start with thoughts from the movies and appreciate us butting heads in this jostle conversation.
I love you,
so
Austin.
I love you too.
I hate your
Aw,
takes.
that's cute. Get a room.
Thank you once again.
God, we're
We
tying
will
it back
be
so
back
perfectly.
next week with a new topic, 6:30 on Tuesdays. Until then, enjoy all of our content throughout the week, as we all know. Gentlemen, court's adjourned.
Do I get to hit the thing?
Hit the thing. Give him the
Hit
thing.
the thing, hit the thing, hit the thing.
Our guest hit
Yeah, I hit the thing.
He hit the thing.
Court is adjourned.